All right, we're live. Oop. Don't know how I'm going to do this, but just carrying out a few beverages while being live. Guess I could just walk back and forth twice. Maybe that's what I'll do. We've got the house out here. We've got one of our members sleeping. We've got the pool guy out here. Oh, yesterday my phone shut off because it overheat. So it's nice that we've got a guy who comes here once a week, cleans the pool and the jacuzzi. Just turn that on. I'm gonna go out here, drop off my coffee, go back and get my milk. Hey, he's back. The live cut out yesterday again. Yeah, it cut out because it was 105 and my phone overheated. I apologize about that, guys. It seems that we can only do that. We can only have a live stream for maybe about 20 minutes or so out at the outside. So what I'm going to do is smoke my doob, and then we'll bring it inside. Today we've got the $2,500 mixed triple draw. So again, we're gonna try letting him sleep. Everybody's asleep in this house except for Paul. Paul, how'd you do yesterday, sir?
Not too well. I played 1500 PLO for like 5 or 6 hours. I had a really good start, like one big bluff went through in the beginning. Then I had a hand when I just flatted aces against the only pro at the table, and some guy at the big blind had queens. The flop came ace, queen, X, and I got his whole stack, like across 3 streets. So I had like 80K at some point. But then was just, like playing like my standard game and like not hitting absolutely anything for another few hours against some reckless guys, and just, finally went down to like 30. And my last hand was like really beyond ridiculous. Someone raised 3,500 from the cutoff. I made it 12K from the button with ace, ace, 8-3 with ace high clubs. He called. The flop came jack 10-4 with 2 clubs. I had the nut flush draw, and the guy just put me all in for like 2/3 pot with queen 10-7-6, just
King 10-7-6.
Middle pair, no gut shot, no flush draw, nothing. I mean, I obviously called, and he hit an offsuit king on the river. So good game for me, but like really, I couldn't believe what I just saw.
Well, yeah, you can't do anything about that.
But that's how these people play here. So like really, if you think of trying the serious like this, these hand histories should really be a good recommendation.
Paul's basically saying that the series is full of fish. You just have to dodge the landmines.
I mean, every tournament out there, like below like 2K, below 1,500, like it's like really soft, and like these 400, 600 ones are like really like an easy game. So
yeah, and it's amazing that a lot of people in the house are still negative, but it just goes to show you.
The fields are really big. I mean, you need,
they're huge
luck
fields
to get through these fields, right? Because like you can the best place you can execute are the end game plays, right? And you just need to get there, and you need some cards to get to the end phase of the tournament, right? But like once you make it, it's like really printing money.
We're gonna go outside. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to.
Sure. I'll just get my food and I'll join you.
Yeah, and Roman, you're welcome to join us too. Trying to keep the house a little bit quieter because a couple guys here are sleeping. Cam and Sean are still sleeping. Wayne appears to be still sleeping. Matthew, or I should call him Matt, and Bobby got in this morning at like 6 o'clock. My dumbass, it was so hot yesterday. I came inside to cool off a little bit. I watched a few episodes of Tires, and I said to Paul, I said, man, I'm super hot. Each of our rooms have individual air conditioners, so being from Michigan, I keep my room at like 63 degrees. I know, that's fucking cold, but whatever. It's a Michigan thing. So I went in there literally just to cool off, fell asleep, and Phone was dead when I woke up. Yeah, woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. So I've been up since 4. Debated going to have a session and then just decided against it. And just decided I was going to take this morning easy. Paul is from Poland. Islam, okay. Best luck from Dallas. Here, I'll get this.
Okay.
Which poker games are in the tournament today? Good luck getting that bracelet. Well, Logan, the games that we got going today, we have mixed triple draw. So there's 3 games: Badoogie, Deuce to 7, and Ace to 5 low ball. And I can give you guys like a general strategy in each of those games, because position in each of those games is so very, very valuable. And the thing that I love about those games is they're the only games you can play poker where you are declaring your hand strength. You're declaring how strong your hand is. Think about it. If you're playing Deuce to 7, the object of the game is to get the worst hand possible, the lowest hand possible without a straight, a flush, or an ace. So that's a Deuce 3, 4, 5, 7. So it's Deuce to 7 triple draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 is the wheel. The general strategy in a tournament is 3 to an 8, 6. Or if you start with 2 to a wheel at position. So in other words, if you have an 8-6-3 or an 8-6 deuce, 2 cards that where your highest cards are 8-6. So if you have 3 to an 8-6, so 8-6-4 is a little on the edge. Some people I'm going to call, some people I'm going to fold. That becomes player dependent. But if you have like 8-6 deuce, I'm pretty much calling any raise. I might even be 3-betting in position. And when I say 2 to a wheel, the wheel is 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. If you are calling with 2 to a wheel, one of those cards has to be a deuce. So like a deuce and a 5 or a deuce and a 7 is okay. So that's how you play Deuce to 7 triple draw, and you get 3 draws. And each time, Ronaldo or Messi, I'm sorry, brother, I don't watch football. I don't watch European football. These guys would probably give you an answer on Ronaldo or Messi.
Oh, Messi by far.
Okay, Messi by far, apparently. So, but what I'm saying is, and I know both of those guys are soccer players, but Deuce to 7, if you pitch 1, you're telling your opponent that, oh, I'm drawing to one hand, 1 card is all I need for an improvement. So you have like Deuce 3, 6, 7, for example, or Deuce 3, 5, 7. But yeah, you start off with 3 to an 8. You start off with 3 to an 8, 6, at Deuce to 7. In Badoogie, you start off with 3 to an 8, 5, or 3 to a 7. And I know that sounds weird. Or you start off with 2 to a wheel. And in Badoogie, you need 4 cards of each different suit. So ace, deuce, 3, 4 of different suits is the nuts. So ace of diamonds, deuce of hearts, 3 of clubs, 4 of spades would be the nuts. And so at Badoogie, again, you declare how strong your hand is. Because if you're drawing 1 card, it means you have 3 different suits. And any 3-card low beats any other 3-card low. But if somebody has 4 different suits, they automatically win. And then whoever has the lowest 4-card suits wins. So Badoogie is a really great game to play. I love
And like,
Badoogie.
what's to be determined first? Let's say like someone has four differently ranked cards, but like 2 of the same suit, and like someone has 4 different suits but a pair in his hand. Like, what's
So you have to have
the rule for that?
four different suits without a pair in your hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
even
get
if
it.
you
But
have,
like,
if
if
have
both of us are missing something, like one has a suit, one has a pair, and like, so what's like the?
who has the edge?
Would you? Yeah. Which hand is better? Like,
So
in
for
this case?
example, if you have deuce, 3, 5.
Oh, you just counted as 3-card Badoogis, and you just compare the 3 cards,
Correct.
right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you have
Okay,
deuce,
got
3,
it.
5, 5, and then somebody else says like deuce, 3, 5, jack, but the jack's the same suit, the 4th suit doesn't matter. You just do the best 3
And
cards.
do the suits matter? Like, if both guys have the
You
same
bet your
hand?
ass, Kurt, I'm looking for those heart-shaped glasses. Go on.
And do suits matter if both players have the same hand, the same ranks?
No, yeah, if both
It's a
people have
split.
ace 3 4 different suits, they're equal.
That's the nuts and they split, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
is correct. But that's really, really rare.
Oh yeah, sure.
So yeah, and then you have ace to 5 low ball, and the trick in ace to 5 low ball is 3 to a 7 5. Low ball is just ace deuce 3 4 5 is the lowest hand, and so 3 to a 7 5 is what you want to start with. When I start seeing somebody pat with like an 8 or a 9 in ace to 5 low ball, because that's usually where people are most weakest in this game, I start specifically targeting those opponents, meaning when they open, I'm going to 3-bet 100% of the time. And I'm going to 3-bet with hands that I might not normally even come in with, because I know that their range of opening and their range of padding is so wide that I know my odds with position on them. I'll eat them alive. I did that the last mixed triple draw game I was in. When you realize somebody is standing pat way too wide on their draws, you have to start specifically getting more involved with them in a limit game than you do in a pot limit game. Because in a limit game, the edges are slight, but you can make your advantage greater by denying other people letting to come in and denying their equity. So it's really funny because sometimes people are like, limit tournaments, like the big argument people make that you don't have much maneuverability. If you're all things are equal, I completely agree. However, if you are playing and you notice somebody is calling, and standing pat with a dyed, an ace to 7 low ball or a dyed 7, like they're standing pat when you started off drawing one and they stand pat with like a 9-7. 9-7s usually aren't, I mean, they'll help induce to 7. They're like an emergency low in Omaha 8, you know. So it's important when you're playing these mixed triple draw games, if you guys are trying to be profitable in it, shut off your goddamn phone. Pay attention to what your opponents are calling and with, because you pick up just as much information from that when you're not in a hand as you are when you are in a hand. And again, the WSOP app, man, you can put in notes on everybody. Every single person, I was talking about this yesterday, every single person at my table, I had notes on them within an hour. Every time I saw a showdown hand, I put notes on them. You can bet your ass in the deuce to 7 triple mixed triple draw. I'm going to do the same thing, especially when I see somebody's like standing pat with a 10 on deuce to 7, or they have like they're a delta, a queen badoogie, for example, and then they just push it all the way through, and even when they raise, they get sticky with it. Like, these are opportunities that you have to recognize and limit and maximize upon. So I'm pretty excited about this because I think this is one of my strongest games. I feel like this is the Big O championship for me that I fucking just busted out on level 4. But no, I feel like this is a great tournament for me to run deep in. I've had it fucking circled on my calendar, and I've fucking made it to day 2 each of the last 3 fucking years in this tournament, if I remember correctly. And I haven't been able to cash. Usually they're around 450, like 400 to 450. 350 to 450. The PLO tournament got more entries than last year. I didn't think it was, because at level 1 we only had like 600 or 500, and I was like, ooh, that's not looking good. But when I busted, it beat last year's record. So there'll probably be like 450. I mean, if we can get 500, that'd be great. But yeah, it's a $2,500 buy-in, so it's a little bit of a step up from your normal like 1,500. So, but you still get your rec players. You just have to spot them out. You just have to witness them. I was able to, the first year I played this one, check raise Barry Greenstein 3 times in the single hand of Badoogie. And it was when we were wearing the masks, and he took his mask off and looked and just shook his head. I think I ended up with a 6 Badoogie, a 6-3, and I think he had like a 7-5 or something. But I check raised him 3 times in a row. It's the only time I've ever check raised anybody in a tournament 3 times in a row, and I did it against Barry. Yeah. And then I found $20. Yeah, I finished that day 5th in chips going into day 2 and fucking bubbled. Oh yeah. No, it's a reading game. You know, you gotta you, base on your opponent. You know, are they capable of bluffing? Will they try to snowball you?
What does that mean?
Snowball. So, for example, if you have great question, Paul. So, if you have in deuce to seven triple draw, say you have deuce, 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 5, 5.
Uh-huh.
You can stand pat without drawing
Okay,
any
just play
cards
the blockers,
and
basically.
just raise the
Okay.
whole time, planning on your opponent never
Okay,
catching their
yeah.
cards. That's called snowballing.
Oh, okay.
So if you see somebody that does that, then you know they are capable of bluffing. Also, that they're probably a little bit more of an advanced player. But I'll tell you this right now: don't ever try to snowball in levels like 1 through 6. If you're gonna snowball, you have to snowball late on day 1 or into day 2, because people, even at this level, they will call you down with a 10 or a 9 early on just to see what you're calling down with. And that's why the early levels are important, because you can press those
I mean,
edges.
yeah, the same concept applies to most of games, probably most of tournaments that you like. You can't like, apply pressure with like, ace blockers or whatever early on, because as long as it costs like only 30% of a stack, like to call you down, people will just call you down. That's it, right?
Sometimes they will, but
Because
that's why
they because
you
they
don't do it
someone
early
saw
on.
because one day they saw someone just bluff with a blocker, right? But if you try the same move like later on and someone is about to call his entire stack like closely to the money, he's gonna make the hero fold. Like, you just need the good timing.
Yeah, so it's key moments like this. Let's see how hot the phone is. Yeah, I think we gotta go inside now
Okay.
because it's so hot. Well, no, it's not. What's the temperature out here? Is it still like 105, or are we like in the 90s? I know it's in the morning, so Charles just said he's leaving the Venetian. He's coming over here, so
Okay, and I'm leaving in like half an hour for the Venetian actually. There's an 1100
yeah, it
Big
starts
O
at
to
12,
the
right?
starts at 12:10. 1100 Big O bounty with a 500 bounty. And if that doesn't go well, I'll probably go to Paris for a landmark satellite, or I may end up bubbling. I may end up railing a friend of mine, because I've got a buddy from Poland, Tomasz Uszko, a really top crusher, and he's third out of 28 in the 25K high roller right now. So like, playing for over $2 million.
That'd
So
be
yeah,
awesome.
like railing him is also gonna be a good thing to do today. So
That would be sweet.
you're probably not hearing me, but best of luck for you, Tomek, today, and take it down.
Yeah, hell yeah. Take that one down. So, are you playing in the main event and everyone else in the Madhouse playing in it too? I don't know if I'm playing in the main event. I don't believe so. But I'm going to let the card gods determine that. If I make a deep run in the mixed triple draw and I final table the mixed triple draw, all it takes is one tournament, man. That's really all it takes. One tournament, and my summer plans will change. My initial plan was not to be here till the main event. My initial plan was to be here for about another week, and then I've got to go to my niece's wedding in downstate Michigan. So that's what my initial plan is. Hopefully, it can change. I would rather it change. I would rather it be, you know, a deep run in one of these things, deeper than 15th. So, but yeah, we need some W's. We're gonna go for a W today. We're gonna go for a bag. This is one of my strongest tournaments. I feel confident in it. So let's see if we can get a bag, baby. I'll give you guys an update later on tonight. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. So
See ya.
play
Bye.
smart, everybody.